guys, it's Chops. So if you're on my YouTube channel, you've probably been surfing for it for a while, or this is your first watch, I guess. But if you look through my videos, you know that I'm passionate about gaming. I'm passionate about airsoft. I love Dungeons and Dragons. I love girls. Fourth one's not really important, but it's there if you want it. So this next series is something else I'm passionate about. Something that I just have the production value for. So I don't know why it took me this long to think about doing it, but here it is. This is my storytelling series. I have a lot of stories just built up from just living. I honestly don't know what it is. I just live a really, really crazy life, and I've just had the interactions with just really, really just crazy incidents that were most of the time funny. And that's what most of these are going to be. There's mostly going to be funny stories. So without any further ado, let's get into my first story. So this first story, I'm going to tell you about my summer in 2012. This was, I went out to Colorado, and I can't remember if this was before or after weed was legalized. It's not important. I didn't smoke weed while I was there, but I can't remember if that's what you're wondering. So I'm going on this retreat. I paid like $400 or something to go on this retreat. It was a Christian retreat ran by my parents' church. It was specifically for college age, 20-somethings, young adult, that sort of thing. There were essentially two groups. There was one leaving from where I'm at in South Central Indiana, and there was another group leaving from way South Indiana, like I don't know if you know where Santa Claus, Indiana is, around there. So we were gonna drive all the way to Colorado. We weren't taking a plane. We were driving the whole way. So we were gonna stop halfway in Wichita, Kansas, and then keep going on to Colorado. It's important to know that this is my second time on the trip. By the time in 2012, I'd already gone in 2011, but I was going. This is my second time in 2012, at least I think. So let's start with see, we left on a Thursday or Friday. Let's start with that first night. So the first night, we were stopping at a church in Wichita, Kansas, where they're going to give you the whole, this is a tradition for however how many years the lead couple, Dan and Karen, have done it. Or just, the whole, like, you're going to experience blah, blah. The whole, like, get ready, it's going to be awesome, pretty much. So I decide that I'm just going to cash in. I'm just going to go to bed. Because it's already like 9-10 p.m. and it's like we have to be up to go at 5 in the morning. We have to be ready to go. We're not leaving at 5:30. We had to be ready at 5 a.m. in the morning. But I knew this room up on the top floor with a bunch of couches, really nice couches. So I grabbed my friend Jonathan, who Jonathan had been on the year before me, and then the year before that, which I was still in high school. So Jonathan I grabbed this guy, Kevin, who had ridden up with us. He was from somewhere around one of the other towns near me. He was kind of weird, but he wasn't like overtly like way too weird to like hang, because we were all kind of weird. So we go up to we're up in the room. Jonathan grabs his friend Matt. Most of these stories are going to be revolving around my interactions with Matt, who proved to be one of the just most random people I've ever met. I mean, he would do things that just, you'll see. We all decide, it's time to go to bed. And I'm like, I was like, we're not all going to set an alarm. Let's just one of us set an alarm. Kevin's like, oh, I got it. And I'm just like, oh, okay. He's like, well, what's it going to sound like? He's like, nah, don't worry about it. You'll love it. Which was weird, because I'd only known Kevin for like the drive from Columbus. Like, I don't know Kevin that well at all. Like, I barely know this guy. We all, mind you, we're all fast asleep. I mean, we've been pretty tired. We're excited, but we're pretty tired. And at probably 3:34 in the morning, I hear the most terrifying sound blare at max volume. Just the most. I heard the sound 100,000 times, but it was never more scary than it was in that moment. Because at 4 in the morning, I hear this. You can imagine how fast. I've never ever stood up that fast in my life. I went from like lying prostrate, like in the blink of an eye. The best part is Matt and Jonathan. I mean, they weren't as bad as I was, but they were like up too. Kevin is out. Kevin is still fast asleep, and he's the one who set the alarm, which was scary, because that makes me think he wakes up to this every morning, which is even worse. So he's out. Like, we had to walk over and nudge him and like get him to unlock his phone to turn off this screeching, horrifying sound. So the next thing, we all get up, we all meet up in a circle. Again, it was a church church retreat. So we all pray. All circle up to pray. They put you in cars. They assign you a car. They usually put you with at least with one person you know, and then other pairs of people who you don't. I get put with Jonathan, and then Jonathan gets put with Matt, so it's us three. And then another guy who was about our age named Josh, and it was Josh's car. It was a Prius, which, let me tell you, when I heard it was a Prius, I was like, oh man. We're all pretty tall except for Josh, you know what? It was actually fairly spacious. So fast forward, we are this is not a very big town. If you've heard of Lamar, I'm surprised, because it's almost, it's just, I mean, we were all taking just Route 66, just different, little, you know, road towns, little high. I mean, we didn't really take interstates where we just kind of took a Route 66. We get to Lamar, and we had stopped for like a snack stop, whatever, at a Sonic. And it's like, you know, rally up the wagons. We're gonna head out. So we all get in, and me and Matt are in the back seat, and Josh says, you know, he's been driving this whole time, and Josh says, tells Jonathan, he says, hey Jonathan, do you mind driving part of the way? I'm just really tired. I like to get some sleep. Jonathan's a nice guy. He's super competent. So he's like, yeah. And like I said, he'd been on the trip one more time than I had. So he definitely knew where we were going. He gets in, and we drive to pull out of the driveway. And we realize we're in the front of the caravan. We're like, oh, we don't want to be in the front of the caravan. You know, that's Dan's job, lead guy. Wave off to whatever, and we pull out, turn right out of the parking lot and just go into the adjacent gas station. And then we circle around. And we're watching, and we see Dan, and just he goes, and then we go. Jonathan drives us out, and we find ourselves. This is day. I don't know how we didn't notice it. We find ourselves pointed the wrong way, on the wrong side of a median. Not like a flat median. It was like a raised curb median on Route 66, and barreling at it. I mean, full speed is just a big ass red semi, and he is just and Jonathan locks up. Jonathan does not handle crisis well. He doesn't know what to do. His foot is on the brake, and he's like, hands off. He's like, what do I do? What do I do? Oh my God, what do I, Josh? What do I? Me and Matt are in the back, like, Jonathan, like, we're just like, do something. Josh, who, mind you, it's his car. He's in the passenger. He's in the least safe seat in the car. He is totally coherent and chill. He's not even looking at Jonathan. Goes, just ramp it, bro. So without any hesitation at all, seizing control of himself and the wheel, Jonathan floors it in this Prius in the median in Lamar, Colorado. It wasn't very far, but he hit this median so fast. I swear to this day, we got hang time. You've never heard us screams of just sheer abject terror turned to cheers of ah! It was magical. We just look and there's just like, oh my gosh. It was truly a rock star moment. This is the moment where I start to realize something is wrong with Matt. He's not all there. So we're going and we hit this bump. And I remember this bump from last year. Mind you, at this time, Matt is in the seat next. We hit this bump, like, boom! Like, it's a huge, like, not like a, like a, boom! I'm like, whoa. And I look, and Matt is still way out. Like, 20 minutes later, I'm not even kidding. 20 minutes later, Matt just goes, whoa! It all catches us off, because it's been 20 minutes. I'm like, what, Matt, what? He goes, did we just hit a bump? And I'm like, yeah, like 15, 20 minutes ago. He's like, okay, because I just woke up from a nightmare that we hit a bump and crashed. So we arrive at, and mind you, the altitude was a huge thing. It's like 2,000 feet above sea levels where we're at. It was kind of like a retreat center, like out in the middle of nowhere. This giant like ski hill. It used to be a ski resort. We used to look up, and if you look at the very top of the tree line, every now and then you'd see bears, like just alone. Not a black bear, a grizzly bear. Just walk. So we finished that night, blah blah blah, and we're headed back to the. It kind of looked like a motel, but it wasn't like a hotel. Like you didn't like. It was just for the retreat center. We're walking, talking, and I look up. I'm actually the first one to spot it. Guys, deer, and we just like literally just like a rock's throw from where I'm at. There are these 3 deer, 2 males and a female. Yeah, I mean, and it was crazy because they were just standing there looking. Matt is on his phone, looks up, puts his phone in his pocket, and bolts at the deer. Just poof, just like, and the deer don't seem afraid. For a minute, they're just like, oh, look at that. And then they bolt. Matt just keeps going. Yeah, it's like, we're out in the middle. We're like 3 hours away from any sort of civilization. And Matt just keeps running into the black, like dark wilderness of Colorado. And he just keeps running. Just vanishes into the tree line. And we look at Jonathan. We're like, should we tell someone? And he's like, nah, he'll be fine. So so there was a hot tub in the retreat lodging. So we're like, it's been a long day. We're just gonna chill out in the hot tub before any of us go to bed. There was this back screen window and a door that led to the backyard, which was pretty much just the wilderness of Colorado. We've been in there for about 2 hours. So, mind you, no one has seen Matt or heard of Matt. We still don't know where Matt is. But we're having fun, so we're not, overtly worried about it. We assume Matt wouldn't have run into the woods without knowing his way back. 2 hours later, we're all in the hot tub. The door swings open and in walks Matt. I mean, drenched in sweat. We're like, oh my God, Matt, you okay? And he goes, yeah, man, those deer are fast. And we're like, Matt, they're deer. So that's the first day. Then we go to bed. Wake up in the morning. My alarm goes off at probably 7:30. I wake up around the corner, all over the sink is just blood. I literally was like, and I look and I'm like, oh my God. And I look, Matt is just like totally out, and like next to him is just a dried pool of blood. And I'm like, oh my God, Matt. He's like, what? Where'd all this blood come from? Oh yeah, I had a pretty bad nosebleed in the middle of the night. Are you okay? He's like, yeah, no, I'm fine. Just drank some water. And then I look up, and there's just like 5 feet above where Matt is standing is just 3 finger strokes of fresh, dried blood. Matt, how did it get on the ceiling? He's like, rolling back over to go to bed. He's like, dude, I don't even know. The rest of the trip goes pretty smoothly. And, at the end of the week, in the midway in the week, me and Jonathan had pranked Matt. We had switched. We'd gone into his phone because he was like his wireless provider, I guess, was in South Carolina, and he only got service in like that area. So like he wasn't gonna have service until we got back to Indiana. So we changed his mom's number, contact information, for my name. So it was his mom's number, but my name. And I just sent him a bunch of texts like, you know, stupid stuff like. But the greatest prank was me and Matt's joint creativity on Jonathan. Jonathan had an unhealthy obsession with cottage cheese. It was kind of really kind of disturbing for someone who who hates looking at cottage cheese. Watching him like inhale as much cottage cheese as he did, which is weird because I've never met anybody else who was like, "Ugh, I love cottage." Me and Matt decided to try and work some psychological warfare into, you know, conditioning Jonathan to hate or less obsess over cottage cheese. It is 10 p.m. the last night. We leave on a Friday. It's Thursday. It is Thursday. It is Thursday night. We leave on a Friday. We're going to get back in Wichita. And then Saturday, we're going to get... Jonathan is asleep. He's asleep next to me. Me and Matt sneak out. We trek up the hill to the retreat center. We go into the kitchen. We steal just the tub of cottage cheese. We smuggle the cottage cheese down the hill to our hotel room. We go into the shower of our hotel room. We take Jonathan's bottle of shampoo and dump it all out down the bathtub drain and fill the empty cavity with, just to the brim, with cottage cheese. In the morning, Jonathan was the first one to get up. We hear the shower turn on. I remember hearing the shower turn on. And then like 10 minutes later, I just hear, "Oh! Ow!" And I'm like, and we're just looking at Matt and we're just like, and he's like, "What is this?" And he already knew what it was. And it was, and the crazy thing was, apparently he was so tired, like, squeeze it, and didn't realize what it was until it got into his, so he just had went into like fizz shampoo and it's just cottage cheese in his hair. It was so awesome. And that was pretty much one of the greatest vacations I ever took. Thanks for watching. Gonna be doing more. Again, I've got lots more stories. Keep in mind, these are all true stories. I mean, some of the details are embellished or hazy, but that's just storytelling. That's just comedic storytelling. So none of these events are made up. These are all in the majority true stories. So I'm not just bullshitting you guys. Like, these are all actually happened to me or to other people I know. So thanks for watching. See you guys around.